No, I take that back. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Real iBlack 16. Today I'll be doing my very first video review. I've done reviews before in the past, but they were all typed and they weren't videos. I also did them years ago. The very first review I did was back in 2012. It is now 2018. And then I did it from 12 all the way to 14, stopped for a couple years, 3 years actually. Then I went back into it. And here we are a year later. I have not done a review since Everything's A Fever Dream. I'll be doing a review on that one too because this band is fantastic. You need to listen to them. If you don't listen to Everything, what are you doing? We will be talking about Lauren Daigle's sophomore LP, Look Up Child, which was after her debut LP. I think it's called How Can It Be? Yeah, back in 2015. I listened to that entire record. It is unfortunate that we Christians have to dumb down music in the industry. It is a business. I get it, but that album just really didn't stick out. It just sounded like everything I'd listened to in 13 and 14, 15, and 16. Heck, even last year, it doesn't really transcend anything, in my opinion. But with this 2018 LP, which came out, I think, about a week or two ago, it's more unique, and I think it is a more mature record. I really think it establishes Lauren Daigle as a more solid artist. There's a lot of growth in this record. This album's for people who like the sounds of Adele, City and Colour, Amy Winehouse. Who else? John Mark McMillan, fantastic Christian artist, probably one of the best right now around. New Switchfoot. It sounds a lot more like, newer Switchfoot, stuff like that. Stephen Curtis Chapman, Lauren Mvula. If you have not listened to her, you need to check her out. I definitely would say Mvula, Adele, and Winehouse are the strongest points in this record as far as female artists go. I can hear some Alabama shakes in there as well. There are elements of this album where it really sounds like it's produced by Toby Mac. He has a specific style that we've heard throughout the years, especially with artists like Jamie Grace. But let's just jump right in on it, That's why we have tea. It's hard to keep my hair out of it. It's annoying. The first track, Rolling Stones, very much like Adele and Winehouse, and the strings in the beginning, it's an uppity beat. The rhythms are fairly intricate. It's very piano driven too. There's some really unique piano riffs that I really took to as well. There are a lot of elements of gospel throughout the record, a lot of background singing. A lot of the tracks are very hymnal. The production of this record, it was a lot bigger than How Can It Be, and the basses are warmer, really bluesy guitars, some really good licks throughout the record. It just sounds pretty fantastic. I really like it. I think the weak points of this album, I feel like it would have been a little better of a listen if it had fewer songs. It does get a little bit much the same, but then it kind of picks up again. It kind of swoops, And this album, the dead tracks aren't that bad. It just makes it a little dragged out. For this genre, the tracks are fairly unique, and I also think that that's what sets this album apart from a lot of its contemporaries. She has a fantastic voice. I think Lauren is starting to really pull herself away from the pack, and yes, she does sound like those really well-known artists, except for Mvula. She's criminally underrated. But I wouldn't say that Lauren doesn't have her own sound. She's probably the best in the biz right now, at least in the Christian business. No, I take that back. She rivals a lot of non-Christian artists, and I think that that's what makes Lauren Daigle unique in this record. She's really coming out of her shell, and I applaud her. This album isn't really my favorite of all time. I really just enjoyed the listen. It's actually a really good record. And this record, as good as it is, I would say that Lauren has even much more room for growth. I think that's a really good thing, and I think her fans hear that as well, that this is a good follow-up, a really good step up for her. But there's a lot of headspace. There's a lot of room where she could still grow as an artist. This isn't the type of music that I really go out of my way to listen to, but I would definitely put Look Up Child in my library if I were looking for a sound like this. In my opinion, every track in this record blows Trust in You out of the water, which was the lead single of How Can It Be. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really know about the other singles from that record, but Trust in You, man, it was not my cup of tea. And you knew that was coming. Any of you who know me knew that that was coming. I had to put at least one pun in each video. I also ran out of tea earlier. It was quite the travesty. But yeah, I usually do a 5-star rating system. I might start doing a 10 one, kind of like how Pitchfork do, but you know how they are with the reviews. They once gave these guys a 3.8. And anyone who doesn't understand everything, but this isn't about them. As fantastic as EE are, we will get back into that. You need to listen to this band now, okay? That's just a side note. But I would give Lauren Daigle's Look Up Child a 4 out of 5 stars. It's really good, but I could hear Lauren doing a lot better than what she did. So listen to it. Check it out. I think you guys will like it. If you're looking for a role model for your little daughter or your son, you know, whatever, but you know, more specifically a daughter, Lauren's good and she has something going for her. So check it out. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be back for more tea times and tea rhymes. So get more tea. It will be a travesty if you didn't have enough tea. It's good. Tea's really good. It's fantastic.
Loving is an art, and I'm one who is trying to love more again. My back is turned.